Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I will be covering what cables I use for my setup and what each cable does. Additionally, I will be covering what software I use to connect my setup. I currently use the Celestron Nexstar 4 or 5 SE mount in equatorial mode for my astrophotography. I use a Canon EOS 7D and a 200mm telephoto lens to capture the photons, while the mount tracks the camera. The cool thing about a computerized go-to mount is that it can be connected to a computer. The same is for the camera. Given this, you can align your setup and then sit in a warm shed and control everything from your laptop. The first cable I will be covering is the USB extension cable. When setting up, you want as much freedom in placement in your backyard as possible. This is why I use a 5-meter USB extension that goes from my telescope mount to my computer through the shed window. This is a pretty common cable you will find at most cable shops. I got my 5-meter cable for about €10. Next item is also important. Connected directly to my USB extension, I have a USB hub with 4 ports to fit multiple connections. I used zip ties to attach it to the tripod leg. Depending on the number of ports you'll need, the price varies. Now for the remote access to your telescope mount. I bought a DVI to telephone cable for this, but it should have come with the Nexstar. It looks like a grey DVI cable. If you don't have it, it is about €30. I bought mine off of astromarket.org. Of course, the DVI connection will not fit into the USB hub. You will also need a DVI to USB connection. In the past, when they universally made these kind of cables, DVI was more common than USB. That's why it's not a USB connection. This part is not that expensive though. As you can see, I attached the cable to the top of the hub as it is very long, and this way it does not get in the way. Finally, we arrive at the camera. Most DSLR cameras have a micro USB port at their side. Mine is on the left of the camera body. To connect this to the hub, I use a micro USB to USB cable that I got with my calculator I use for school. This cable is pretty straightforward in its use and placement. Mind you, cable management will become a problem when you have more and more cables. You can tape cables together, wrap them around some sort of cylindrical object to avoid excess cable length from dangling over your setup. Now that we have covered the connection to the computer, I will show how to use this connection. To control my camera, I use EOS Utility. To get this application, you will need to go to the Canon website, go to Apps, and enter your camera model number and other details that you will find on your camera body to access the download. It will also include some other nice features like Live View and Quick Image Preview. EOS Utility simulates your normal camera setting screen and is easy to navigate. For how to connect your telescope to Stellarium, check out my other video. It is a pretty in-depth tutorial and I think it deserves another video on it. I hope this helped you connect your own telescope to your computer and help you sit in your warm shed and control your setup. I currently use the Nexstar SE mount and a tele lens for my astrophotography, but I am saving up for an EQ6, a Newtonian reflector and an ASI 1600 camera. If you want to help me out along the way, be sure to check out my GoFundMe page called Bowen's Astrophotography Setup, or click the link in my Instagram profile. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time.